What's up, guys? Bruce here with Bullish Currency, back at you with another Kishu Inu update. But before we get to that, right, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I want to know what you know about Kishu, right? I want to know when you got in, how long you've been in, and every thought you have of Kishu, because at the end of the day, the Bullish Currency community definitely appreciates it, because any information you have out there that you're willing to share is definitely a big help, right? So definitely make sure you share. Definitely make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get all the next, videos that pop up. You get them on time, and this information, of course, can definitely be a game changer if used properly, right? Once again, this is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment and education purposes. This is literally me just sharing, my thoughts, what I see, and what we're doing here at the Bullish Currency community. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into this, guys. We're looking at Kishu Inu. We're just talking about this in the last video, right? And I believe we were somewhere, somewhere over here, okay? And right down here, I believe, actually, hold on one second. I'll know by looking at the 4 hour where we were. Okay, yeah, we were right here. We were right here, right? We were somewhere around here in the last video. And I told you this looks like this is what I consider a great buying area. I really did. It looked great, right? So it definitely was. It was a solid level that we definitely bounced off. We kind of created this W here on the 4 hour. And honestly, I think what's about to happen is two things. Okay, two things. It is going to come down to retest this area that it broke, this little sideways W. Or if it disrespects that and it is not a successful retest, let's say it just straight destroys it, breaks it, well, of course, we have this area down here and then this area down here that we can possibly reach before continuing bullish, especially this area, right? This area right here. So for those, right? So for me in the bullish currency community, we saw this as a great buying opportunity, and that's what we took advantage of. Now I see what's happening. I see this big 4 hour candle that has a long wick on top of it. I see how it's right here on the other side of this trend line. I'm paying attention to that. I see the long wicks developing on the top. So I see sellers taking over right now. The bears are taking over. So we're definitely going to come down at least to this level here. What I want to see is how it reacts here, right? Because that's going to be very important. So for me personally, if I'm trading this or whatever, I'm looking at this area right here in general as the next possible entry. Obviously, the best entry would be anywhere from here to down here. Anywhere in this. Let me go ahead and just draw a line to it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. From my original area to this area would be like the next best thing. Okay, but overall, we are still doing this typical, kind of, consolidation flag pattern almost developing here, right? Type of scenario. So I definitely am still bullish. We're still very bullish here with Kishu Inu. Solid gains already because, we did get in pretty early, somewhere down here. But, obviously adding to the bag is not a bad thing. You just got to know when to add to the bag. Okay, that's what you got to do is know when to add to the bag. And that's where chart analysis, candlestick analysis can come in handy. So I'm just waiting to see this thing drop down here. It just looks very obvious to me that it is going to make it down here, at least, somewhere in this range. If it is just going to be a solid, clean, nice retest, it's just going to come, somewhere in that range before, possibly continuing to the upside. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see when it comes back up here what it does this time. Is it going to create long wicks again? Are sellers going to take over again? And is it going to form an M, or is it going to break through and return to these previous all-time highs, right? So yeah, here we go. That's what I think with Kishu right now based on the 4 hour candlestick chart. Let me look at the daily really quickly before we go look at something else. So yeah, exactly, right? So I like the way this last daily candle closed. It closed very strong, but for it to come down here, in this area here to kind of retest, I see that as a possibility. I definitely do. Just don't like that long wick. I'm not sure how much time we have left on a daily candle, but I don't like that long wick. So it is making me, if I were looking for the best possible entry, obviously would be down here in this area if I were looking to re-enter, add to my bag, or take it for a trade. That's what we're thinking here. Yeah, so right now, I would just wait. I would just wait. I would just wait and see what's going on. Let me see the 12-hour chart. Let's really take a look at something because I just noticed something right now. So I have somewhat of a trend right there, and somewhat of a trend right there. So I think, yeah, it either retests in this area and continuing bullish is a possibility, but it even coming down, like I said, down here to retest this previous support level and this the other side of these trend lines, I definitely see that as a possibility. And look at that. I mean, like we said earlier, it was just a perfect retracement down to the 786, 618 area twice, right? Two nice times. It dropped here. And well, if history repeats itself, let's think about this. If history repeats itself, it goes from here to up here. So if history repeats itself, it could go from where it's at back up here. And if it breaks through, back up to these levels. So I'm very bullish on Kishu Inu. I don't see any worry as far as, it's a time to pull out, type of situation. Now, I think we're still looking good. Still very bullish. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other information. Okay. See what's going on here. So as you can see, solid 4% gain. That is decreasing, obviously because we see a bear candle developing on that daily. But let's look down below. So right now we know the price, but I want to take a look at something specific, the holders. So look at that. That's very interesting, right? We got sellers, but we got an increase of holders every single day. So there's a lot of investors out there that are putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to Kishu Inu. And they're like, you know what? I like this project. Boom. Because the holders are increasing. That absolutely matters. Absolutely. But even to go from, 17% to 5% gain within 24-hour span or 48-hour span is still pretty solid gains, as is, even with a little bit of consolidation. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I see on Kishu Inu. I think it's a sleeping giant. I think, this is one of those coins that people are underrating. I mean, let's go ahead and take a bigger look at the bigger picture so you can see how much more space there is for growth, guys. Look at where it was, right? Look at where it was. We're talking about like a massive, massive, massive gain potential, just returning to the previous all-time high, which, by the way, most of the time when it does return to previous all-time high, I'm not going to say that happens all the time, but it usually not only touches it, it usually breaks it and creates a new all-time high. Usually, not all the time. Is it possible that Kishu retraces all the way back down here? That is also a possibility, guys. But that's why we use our analysis. We look at the chart. We stay up to date. That's the most important thing. Stay up to date with what you're where you put your money and what you're doing, obviously, right? I mean, like I said, look, this is not financial advice. You do whatever you want with your money, but that's what I do, right? I like to keep myself up to date. Look at the chart, see where we are, see what's going on. Okay, so right now, still bullish, guys. We might experience some consolidation for some time. Who knows? I definitely think that's a possibility after a big, giant explosion like it made. But yeah, there's still a lot of hype around these types of coins. This one specifically, and I do believe that I guess you could say fan base is increasing, as you can see by the holders increasing. So I'm very, very bullish. People are buying because they see this as a great buying opportunity. Maybe a little too soon. I would wait a little bit more. If you didn't buy at all, like you didn't buy anything, like like if I didn't buy anything at all, if I didn't buy any Kishu, and I was looking for where I would probably want to buy here, or any of those areas down below would be good, would be fine. All right. For me personally, that's what I'd be looking for. So, I mean, look, right now, chart looks good, guys. Everything looks good. Numbers make sense. Holders are increasing. Kishu army is strong. All right. So, like I said, guys, don't forget, comment below if you know anything about Kishu, because it's definitely helpful, right? We are all together in this. We're all just looking for the same outcome, right? So hopefully. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Until the next one, stay blessed and stay bullish.